Hello, Will here, and today we are in Skyrim, and this time we're in Skyrim to do a slightly different video. So I'm not doing a walkthrough on any of my mods, or I'm not doing a walkthrough on any one specific mod, and I've actually decided to do a little compilation of just a few mods that I've seen that I think like, seems a bit interesting, or it seems a bit fun or something like that. It's almost like one of those top 5 lists, but it's a little bit shorter because like, yeah, we'll just add a few. So now you might realise this chicken behind me. It says talk breakfast. That will be one that will appear a little bit later on in the video, probably near the end. So we'll come back to the chicken. But no, the first one I'm going to show you is here, in this chest called Truhi. Now, you will have to bear in mind with this that this was actually created by a German modder, so all of the names are actually in German, as well as all the descriptions are in German. So in which I can't understand it. I did study German for 3 years in school, but I've completely pretty much forgotten all of it apart from the numbers. But not to worry, if you understand German, you'll have no problem. If you don't understand German, it might be fun to find out what the hell that everything does. So, you know, it could be a bit of fun actually. So this mod was created by Shachen 504. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I probably haven't and completely butchered it. Into the same reason I'm about to butcher all the names of everything in this chest. So where you are going to find this chest is you will have to go to Riverwood, go to the Sleeping Giant Inn, and you will find it in the secret room that's behind the bookcase. So let's have a look inside, shall we? So there's going to be a bunch of stuff, and it's not all of it is actually German. There's a couple of things that are German, but you know, weak standard poison. I'm not worried about that. That thing, not worried about it. Gold, I don't really need it, but I'll take it anyway. But after everything else, it pretty much the rest of it is all in German. And when you'll find it, you will see there are a bunch of spells. There are a couple of weapons. And a bunch of armor, and I think there's a necklace and a ring. So we're gonna look at the now. Obviously, Zauber is obviously most likely going to be spell tome. That's spell tome. I've probably pronounced it wrong anyway. So we got Zauberbuch, Blitzstrahl. Targets take 70 points of shock damage per second to health and half to magicka. So we'll take that. Lebenskraft Etrian. I've probably completely butchered that. Soviet 100 Punkte Gesundheit von Nahen Kreaturen. That's obviously absorbing something, but I don't know what it absorbs. What it actually absorbs. I don't know if that's 100 points of health. I have no idea. Again, I probably butchered that. Then we have Mental Unsichtbarkeit. Caster is invisible for 8 seconds. Activating an object or attacking will break the spell. So it's like a basic invisibility spell. Mentaler Firestorm. A fiery 150 point fiery explosion centered on the cast does more damage to closer targets. Now I think in the description it does say that some of these spells will activate in a different way than to what they normally are. So this is normally the Firestorm spell. So Firestorm is Firestorm. But I think it will activate not using the normal methods, which is obviously by having it in both of your hands at the same time kind of thing. But I shall demonstrate. Yeah, the Draken Amulet. Endless Shri. Not a bloody clue. Murasami. Todd mit einem Schlang. No idea, but it's worth a lot. Yatsufuzza reanimation. Don't know what it reanimates, but it's still worth a lot. Another thing that description did say is that I think a lot of this stuff is supposed to be based off a anime called Alchemy Lab or something like that. It's something along those lines. Alchemy Lab or something like that. So some of these names might actually be a bit familiar to you if you do watch anime and stuff like that. I've never seen it, but I have heard of it. Then we got Ring des Mr. Hand Workers. Created potions are 250% more powerful. Weapons and armor can be improved 250% better. Versaberringen sind 100% stärker. I don't know, it started off in English and then all of a sudden went to German. So I don't know what that last one is. And then we got the Dunkel Rustang. Increases magic resistance by 30%. Magicka regenerates 200% faster. Can swim underwater without drowning. And as you can see, it's based off the Thieves Guild's armor, or one variation of the Thieves Guild armor. Then we have Animus, which also does reanimation. Again, doesn't say what the strength of the reanimation actually is. And then we have Dunkel Armschienen. Double sneak attack damage with one-headed weapons. Destruction power cost 50% less to cast. Dunkelstiefel. Wearer's muffled and with certainty. Stamina regenerates 150% faster. And Stab der Macht. Maybe it's something very stabby. Literally have no idea. And then, because it's Vulcan Berserk. I don't know what Vulcan Berserk is. I have no idea. Alright, so we're going to get out of here. We're going to go find some enemies to fight, so we can test some of this stuff out. Alright, so it's just on my way to go and find some enemies. So I know I have some enemies spawn. That was nearby. And also I bumped into this wolf. And currently at the moment I'm using Animus, the little dagger that we got with all this stuff. And as it turns out, it's basically what it does. It literally says what it does. It reanimates. So as soon as you kill it with the weapon, it reanimates it afterwards. So that means that it will be, this one will also reanimate anything that you kill with it. As long as you kill it with this particular weapon, it will reanimate, I'm going to assume. Now I don't know if there's a time limit to it, in the ways of like, if you kill them within a certain amount of time, as long as you've hit them with this weapon, then they'll reanimate, or if it's just only specifically kill them with this weapon. So I'm going to assume that Animus does the same thing as the Yatsufuzza. But just the Yatsufuzza is a bit more stronger, whereas probably the Animus is probably a little bit faster. So the next one we're ready to try is, I want to see what this bloody staff does, because I have no idea. Oh, hello. Off you go, mate. That's got a fair bit of punch. Ooh, you little bastard. I don't think it actually damages them though. I'm not totally sure if it actually damages them. But it's just like literally that. It's like rapid fire through that, basically. That's the easiest way to explain what this staff does. It's rapid fire through that. So you could have a lot of fun with this staff. So the only one we've got left to test in the ways of the weapons is this thing, the Marusami. If that's how you pronounce it, I'm not 100% sure. So we're going to find something to test it on. Right, Joe. I don't know what that actually does, but I actually don't know what that translates to, but I'm playing this on normal difficulty, so but there's no way that I should have killed the troll in one hit. Oh, shut up, breakfast. So I'm gonna assume it's basically it might be a one-hit kill sword. If it's not a one-hit kill sword, it's a strong sword, shall we say? Because again, unfortunately, I can't read the description because it's in German. But we'll just say it's a very strong sword, but potentially a one-hit killer. So you got one more lot of stuff to test for this thing, which is the spells. Now the spells, 3 of them have ended up in the powers. So the invisibility one is basically a power. So bop, there you go. You don't need to worry about having it in a hand. It's just have on power and then bosh, done. Then we got this one. I don't know what this one does. Oh, I think I know what this one is. That was in the it was in the description. This one absorbs health. It's like it makes a massive one of them. I think if it hit anything that it hits, it absorbs the health from anything it hits. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Well, what am I doing? I'm going wrong here. And then we have this one, which is it's basically it's Firestorm, but instead of it being a magic spell, so you have to have so it takes up both hand slots. You can now actually have basically, I believe actually you can have this one. Because this one
may the gods watch over your battles, friend.
Takes a bit of time to charge. There you go. So this is normally what is the two-handed levels, the two-handed spell in Shock. But this time around it's actually in one hand. So you can actually have that quite powerful destruction spell. It takes a few seconds to charge up though. So you can have that one in one hand, sword in the other, and strike, and do that all at the same time. So you can become quite destructive actually. So that could be actually pretty useful if you're in a tight bind. So that's pretty funky. So we're going to move on to mod number 2, which I actually have to find because it's not actually on my map. I know the area, it's in the tundra, I do believe, if I remember correctly, it is in the tundra. The only problem is, I don't know where. So I will see you there. Welcome to mod number... Oh dear. We happen to have a slight bit of a problem. Alright, so after one mod disable and one crash, we finally got this one in. But yeah, fortunately it was just conflicting with a mod that I already previously had, so which I am probably going to have to go and complete again. Which was actually the house that you saw here was from one of my mods called Journey to Dracos. Which I'll probably leave a link in the description to that mod in the blah, 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 blah. Brrr, all that trying to learn that German just completely confused my little English mind. Now, I will leave a link in the description to the Journey to Dracos mod below. Right, now I can English. So, this is the Elk Lodge, and this was done by Scott Lemieux, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Scott Lemieux. And so, yep, this is the Elk Lodge. As you can see, it is based off of I can almost go underneath it. Alright, maybe it's this dude's first mod. But as you can see, it is based off, well, I say based off Zorvasker, it is basically a cut and paste. But I will give it the mod the benefit of the doubt. and see what it's like inside, because he may have done a bit more work to it on the inside. Maybe it's the outside, but it's just a model he's decided to use. Only thing so far he will need to definitely fix is definitely the fact that the house does float. Again, I don't know if this is this guy's first mod, so he may not know all the things about the about modding, what you could do with a creation kit. So if by any chance Scott Lamu, if you are watching this, in the creation kit you will have a terrain editor where you hello breakfast, where you can basically alter the land around it, so you can then bring up the land to basically match up with the actual building itself, and also lower it a little bit here, or just repaint around here a little bit, so you don't get all the grass sticking up. If it was already supposed to be doing that, but on my one it isn't, it might just be because I've had to remove a mod, one of my mods, or at least disable it for now to get this into working. But if it's like this for everybody else, then Scott Lamu, you will need to go onto the creation kit and you will find the landscape editor. It will be in like the top toolbar, where you can just readjust the land so it's basically so the house doesn't float above the ground like this. But I shall not judge it and think it's a pile of crap by that, because it just depends on what he's done on the inside. So let's go into the Elk Lodge. Alright. So, yeah, inside obviously it's going to look like Jobaska. I think it's basically what he's done. Oh, slight glitch there, but again, sometimes the lights don't work properly. And you can be in a creation kit and the lights being work fine, but as soon as you go into game they get a bit funny. But you know, it doesn't break it. It doesn't break the game or anything like that, so you know, it's not a big ass issue really. I swear you get bigger, breakfast. I swear you're becoming a big fat chicken. But yeah, so yeah, it's just he's done, obviously he's used Jobaska and he's altered it around a little bit. He's emptied it out. And when he's obviously kept a big table, we'll speak to some of these people in a minute, find out what they're all about. It's okay. Oh, see, we got a couple of mannequins here, and yeah, they seem to be working by the looks of it. So they're activatable. This one's triggers a bit off, but again, that could just be the game because it's a bit weird. Because sometimes the mannequins are a bit weird like that when you put them in the creation kit. It's really strange. Now we've got a display case as well, and behind here we have the basic bedroom. We've got a basic bedroom. We're still not going to talk to you lot this yet. Then we got a couple of storage chests. Yeah, you know, you've got somewhere to store your stuff. And the Elk Lodge living. It's not going to try and eat me because it's alive, is it? No, I'm still alive. So again, yeah, lights again being a bit funny, but he may just use the wrong kind of lighting to light up the torches. Okay, so you got plenty of shelves. If you want to spend a while trying to put things on there, you got places to put it. And then, so yeah, you know, it's not looking terrible. I mean, obviously there is definitely room for some improvement, I will say. You know, you got your Alchemy Lab, you got an enchanter, you got arcane enchanter, a couple of storage chests. I swear, breakfast is getting bigger. I swear he is getting bigger. Every time when the thing, see, look at him, he's tiny. What is it? What was happening? Were you building up a big ass fart or something? Then come in here, you got your smithing area, and obviously some more chests to just help you basically store your smithing stuff. So you got your anvil, you got your workbench, you got your tan rack, you got your grindstone, all the essentials for smithing. Sadly no smelter, but hey, and then oh, there's a mystery person. I have appeared to have found the bar. Okay, so we're going to come and talk to these people now. Obviously the faces are going to change with PS4, but that's nothing that the mod creator can do. It's just something that happens. I don't know if it happens on the Xbox as well, I'm not too sure, but that's just something to do with the transfer from the creation kit to uploading the files to then transferring it to the PS4 platform. For some reason the face tinting sort of goes a bit whack, so the faces always change. There's nothing that the mod creator could do about that, or if there is, I don't know what it is that has to be done. So is he going up, or is he... oh no, he's just going up. I was going to say, is he going up, or is he literally getting bigger in front of my eyes? And then, oh, found a bit more of the bar. Found obviously where to keep all the beer and all the ale. You know, a bit of a laugh. We're gonna look at the end room in a minute, because you still got this room up here, and to which you have just, you know, nice basic living area. You know, got a few beds. You got your choice of 4 beds. Okay, that unfortunately does need to be turned around. Oh no, maybe it's an unorthodox dresser. Yeah, you got a few basic beds. But you've got your special. You see, you have your choice of 4. We come to the last room. Well, if you like reading, you found your library, and your favourite library chair, and your favourite reading table. And then you found what I'm going to basically assume is probably your bedroom. And you got some cupboards, you know, place to store things. So, you know, at least you got plenty of storage. You can't argue, you got plenty of storage. So let's go and talk to these people. Where'd they go? Oh, I was just going to say, where did they go? Because I couldn't see him, but I couldn't see that person. I'll find the ginger nut in a minute. Let's talk to Eve.
Yes? Yes?
Talk to me, Eve. Hmm? Okay, so they are interactable.
Yes?
But they don't seem to be like merchants or whatever that. But they are interactable. You can like just
yes,
get them to do that. So you know, at least they're not like mute. They're not mute people.
Need something?
Hello, Scott. So we have Scott, Eve, Amber, and there are a few people upstairs as well. Now I will be giving some thoughts and opinions on this mod afterwards, because I think there isn't actually that much else to look at. So we got Andy. Nope. Jade.
I
Jade. And then Lexus. That's a pretty funky name.
Yes.
There appears to be a chair there, Lexus. You sure you can't just go around it?
Yes.
Or are you a bit dumb? Maybe you're drunk. Maybe you're drunk. You should go home. Go home. You're drunk. She's still very, very drunk. Alright, so yeah, that's it for the Elk Lodge. So yeah, it's a basic player home. So I'm gonna go, I'll see you outside, and I will give you my thoughts and opinions of this one, as well as a message for Scott Lemieux if by some chance he actually sees this video. So I'll see you outside. Alright, so that was the chicken coughing there, if you heard that. Hello breakfast. See, big again. Right, so the Elk Lodge. If this was your first attempt, Scott, if you're reading, if you're watching this. So yeah, that's first attempt. if it was the first attempt at a mod or anything like that, I mean, yeah. If for first attempt, if it's a first attempt or anything like that, yeah, I'm not going to expect it to be anything grand. I'm not, I'm not going to expect anything grand, nothing grandeur, or anything. Who are you? Oh, anyway, fuck off. Right, I'm not going to expect it to be anything spectacular. Whether it's their first time making a mod, or if they're actually someone who's quite young of age, who's actually trying to make a mod for the first time, or whatever that. I'm not going to expect anything of great grandeur. So what would I do to improve this? Well, the first thing I would do to improve it, obviously, is definitely learn about the. Now, again, this terrain thing, it could be because of a mod I had here, because this was conflicting with another mod I had that did alter the landscape around here. So okay. So this could be a remnant of a mod confliction. If it's not, then first thing is to definitely learn how to use the landscape editor to then bring up the land. You don't have to bring it up like what's underneath the house. It's literally just the edge, just so then the house is actually contacting with the ground, so it's not floating or whatever that. Because if this gap was I think if this gap was the slightest little bit bigger, you would actually be able to go right underneath the house. So that's one thing I would do. So learn how to use the landscape editor. One, to raise the land, and two, to then paint the land a little bit, So paint like a little pathway going from the house down to the road. Just so it's connected, because unfortunately also, as far as I'm aware, there is actually no map marker for this. That's the thing, there is no map marker. Which, again, that's not actually the biggest problem. Okay, it'd be a bit of a bitch for fast travelling too, but it's not the biggest fast problem, because it's literally just outside the city of Whiterun. And it's a noticeable building, because it's not supposed to be there, so you'll notice it. So the map marker not being there, it's not really that much of an issue at all. For inside, is to definitely, work the lighting a little bit, because there was a few lighting issues. Now, I know previous mods I made before, whether it be house mods or dungeon mods, yeah, I've had lighting issues in there, and there probably are still one or two lighting issues in there somewhere, I do have an update to one of my mods coming out soon-ish, where I will be fixing some of that kind of stuff in it. But even when I was making them, so that there's still lighting issues, and even in some new ones that I've done in ways of like remastering them kind of thing, there's probably still one or two little light issues here and there, because it can be a hard and easy thing to miss when in the creation kit, because how the creation kit works a little bit differently than how it runs in the game. So you can't always tell if the light's gonna like cancel each other out or not. So it's test it before putting it up, basically, to make sure that the lighting is working fine. The people inside, now they don't have to do anything special. They can just be people who are just there, if you want. You don't have to do anything, they don't have to be merchants, they don't have to do this, they don't have to do that at all. But it is, if you are going to put people in the house into what is effectively a player home, then make it beneficial to the player. Learn how to, if you don't know how to make merchants or anything like that, learn how to make a merchant. It's not as complicated as some people might think. It does require making a faction for them and a chest specifically for them, kind of thing. But again, it's very easy. Once you've learned how to do it, it's relatively quite easy, and I'm sure they'll be able to find tutorial videos on YouTube explain how to make a merchant. So if you're gonna have people in there, make them beneficial to the player. If not, then you may as well get rid of them, because they serve no other purpose rather than just being there. And the other thing I would do to improve it, it's not like, you know, you don't need to put like loads of weapon racks in there, loads of mannequins and stuff like that. If you want to put a few weapon racks and a few more mannequins in, then yeah, it might be nice for the player. Maybe dedicate, say, like for example, you had the room up on this side of the building, on the left hand side, and it was technically a bedroom, but who was it a bedroom for? See, now what I would do is I would have turned that room into the armory, where you would have the mannequins, and maybe try and put a few weapon plaques in there. You don't have to go crazy, just like 3 or 4 weapon plaques on the walls, and then about 4 mannequins or something like that, 3 or 4 mannequins, and just dedicate that left hand room to being their armory. But the other main thing for the inside is to just decorate it out a little bit. Again, doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just a bit of decoration. You know, if you're going to put shelves in, but not shelves that players can interact with putting books on, then maybe just put a few items on the shelves. You know, just place them on. You know, just a random item there, a random item here. You know, and just decorate it out. It will help flesh out the building and give it a bit more of a dynamic. So therefore, then it's you know, it's a bit nicer. Now, I'm not going to do this as a plugin to one of my mods, but if this is Scott's first attempt at doing a house mod, and he is watching this, I want him to see to what I mean by, you know, fleshing out a house and giving it dynamic. So I will see you at River Lees. Alright, so here we are at River Lees. This house mod here is from one of my mods called the Cult of Nidog Uprising. I'll probably put a link in the description in it below as well. But I'm not. This is hashtag not a shameless plugin. This is just more for like if the Elk Lodge was Scott's. Okay. See, sorry. No. It's like if the Elk Lodge was Scott's first attempt at a house mod, and he's watching this. Just wanted to show him when he, you know, thinks about fleshing out a house, decorating the house a bit more. You can on how the house can look. Now I know at the moment on the outside it doesn't look anything of any grandeur. You know, you got like a simple stable here. You obviously got all your army stuff, but on the outside, so you got your workbench, grindstone, tanning rack, and anvil. So exactly the same as what you had in the Elk Lodge. And then you obviously got a little patio area and little table, but that's just more for decoration. Give it, you know, give the outside a bit of a dynamic. But the most dynamic stuff is obviously inside. So, as you can see, Scott, if you are watching this, this is what I just mean by, obviously by dynamics, basically. Now, yeah, this one isn't anything crazy. Now, obviously, if you're going to put like loads of, say, these kind of style shelves in, now you could put all like this kind of stuff in there. You don't have to put as much stuff, but it'd be nice to put something on it rather than having it plain and empty. But, you know, if you put stuff on it, it just gives it a bit more life, gives it a bit more depth, and a bit more dynamics. Basically, it's all about dynamics. So yeah, this is basically what I mean by fleshing out the house, sort of thing. Oh yeah, you don't have to do as much stuff, but it's just fleshes it out a little bit. It's like in here, there's only very basic stuff in here. A couple of wardrobes, a couple of bookcases, chests, storage stuff. But you can see there's also just a little bit of decoration around the place. Just a little bit of decoration. and a creepy wooden doll. You know, so it just gives it a bit of dynamic. So for like the armory in the Elk Lodge, you could do something that's a bit similar to this. Get a few mannequins. You don't have to put them all in the center, so they're all creepily staring at you. Oh, what the hell happened to my face? Seriously, what happened to my character's face? What happened to her face? Is that something to do with the mod? Because her face has changed. Oh, I know. Oh, crap. I just remembered. Oh shit. I just remembered the mod I had also had the race that I was using. Ah, so that's what happened to her face. Her race was deleted. Okay, well at least I know what happened to her face. I'll have to reset that at some point. I was wondering what happened to her bloody face. But yeah. Right, anyway. Back to the armory at hand. So something like this, yeah, you don't have to put them all staring at you in the centre. But a few mannequins and a few weapon plaques. Nice and simple. So this is a simple way to show you, if you're watching Scott, a simple. What the bloody hell is a simple? A simple way just to show off basic dynamics. To me, this is basic dynamics. You can tell it's decorated. You can see it's decorated. You can tell that at some point either somebody was living here, or that somebody is living here. But it doesn't do anything exceedingly crazy, or exceedingly mad, or exceedingly complicated to do. It's the simple dynamics using all the assets in the game into the ways that they're actually intended to be used. But that is now enough of what I will probably be accused now of a shameless plugin. Hashtag not a shameless plugin. And we are going to finally get on to the last mod in this video. So, as long as he's still around, which he probably won't be here because he's probably stuck underneath there, drowning like a twat. Is anybody up for some breakfast? Alright, so as you've been seeing throughout the video, I have had this chicken following me. Or, he was following me, he seemed to have darted off into the bushes. Hello there, breakfast. Yes, as you can see, I've had this chicken called Breakfast following me. And
May the gods watch over your battles, friend.
he talks. Now it says follow me, I need your help, but he's been following me automatically anyway, so I'm not entirely sure what that actually is all about. So we're just gonna carry on anyway. You might actually have some extra options actually, maybe. Let's find out. If I get him to follow.
Let's not waste any time.
Right. So he's got that.
Let's get going.
Oh, so yeah, it just gives you the opportunity to actually, obviously I need you to do something, I need to trade some things with you, and it's time for us to part ways. So it gives you those follower options.
Lead on then.
But that's not the main thing about him, that's not the main thing about Breakfast. Now I'm going to stand here, and I'm going to wait for Breakfast to go. Come on. Not there, Breakfast. Come on, Breakfast. Come on. There you go. And we're just gonna attempt to let see Breakfast. There you go. Get a fight in, Breakfast. Deal with those bandits, Breakfast. He does seem a bit slow. He's a bit slow and sluggish. But again, he's going to be because go either. But he is going to be a bit slow and sluggish because it's a chicken trying to cast magic. Oh, cool. That's pretty funky. I'll take him out. But that was pretty funky, Breakfast. But yeah. So that's basically what Breakfast does. He's just a chicken follower who basically rains havoc when you get to a fight. He just basically rains complete havoc. with magic. Now, I don't think his magic's the strongest. It doesn't seem to be the strongest.
This ends now.
But you know, it's a bit of a fun. It's a fun mod. It's a fun little mod. You know, it's not meant to be anything incredibly immersive or anything like that, or to be taken seriously. It's literally a mod that's just a little bit of fun. Off he flies. Now, also with this one, you do get a spell with him, which I can't remember where it comes under. It comes under here. So it'll come under powers, and you'll have a spell called Follower. It's this called Follower summons a breakfast. But now I don't know if what happens if I run over here. Let's just say I run over here, and I use it. So there's a bunch of bats, and there's a breakfast. Oh bloody hell! So yeah, so he's just basically started up again. So yeah. Now, I'm not actually going to say it directly what this one's called, because the first word of this mod might actually get this video flagged potentially, because of the whole coronavirus going on around the world at the moment. YouTube is letting, well, it's not letting, it's actually, it's basically not all of their employees are coming in, basically just to try and help sort of like reduce the spread. So some of the videos are actually being sort of like reviewed basically by the automated system. So if I use this word, it might suddenly get flagged and then get taken down, or I might get actually a strike on my channel. So I'm not going to say what the first word is, but it's basically chicken follower by Jackoooo. So even the mod follower is cooing like a chicken. And again, a link will be in the description below to the page of this mod, so if you want to add it to yours, you can. Now, with all three of these mods, I don't know if they're all just PS4 exclusive, or if they are on multiple systems. But as of the moment, obviously I'm doing it on PS4 because that's the only platform I actually have where I can actually do these things properly. But that's it from all those three mods. So once again, we had Meine, Rustang, Zauber and Waffen by Sheten504, the Chicken Follower by Jackoooo, and the Elk Lodge by Scott. So again, all of these mods will be in the description below if you want to add any to yourselves. And also let me know in the comments below if you know what you thought of this video, what you thought of this me doing this kind of style of video, because I haven't done one of these ones before. So you know, it'd be nice to get like a little bit of feedback. You know, was it good? Was it rubbish? Was it too harsh? Was it not harsh enough? You know, and let me know if you'd like to see some more. I mean, if I do any more, they might still end up being quite long, because it's probably going to be quite lengthy, because I do go into a little bit of detail on them. But you know, it'll always be like 3 mods, 2 mods kind of thing. It won't be like loads. It'll just be a little tiny small handful put into a video. I'll go through a bit of detail, and also maybe possibly give some thoughts on some of them if I believe that some thoughts are needed to be given. But once again, I hope you enjoyed the video, so please remember to like and subscribe, and to share this video around with some people, and maybe, you know, go and find the modders featured in this video, and let them know what you think of the mod, and let them know what you think that they could do to possibly improve their mod if you think that their mod specifically needs any improvements to it. So until next time. What happened, Junior? It looked like you got hit in the face by a bloody shovel.